Hey, I'm Cassie, a.k.a. Nova, and today I want to talk to you about my new work in progress. Couple things first. I apparently tore the cartilage in my wrist a couple months ago, but didn't realise because I didn't go back to the doctor. So I have to wear this for another. I think I see the hand therapist on Monday, but hopefully it's feeling a little bit better. And I just noticed this lady behind us. She's wearing a I shouldn't even tell you this, really. That's not what you're here for. She's wearing a stitched together bear fur from two bears that I bought at an op shop and ripped apart to make part of one of my kids' cosplays for Armageddon in a couple months. Anyway, I forgot she was there. She's just going to stare at you. I find her a little bit unnerving myself, but hopefully it won't put you off. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about my new book because I'm super excited about it. I've been excited about it for well over a year now, probably 18 months, but I'm finally actually working on it and it's amazing. So it is a very slow work in progress, and I'm not writing it on my computer, which is very unusual. I am writing it by hand, um, which is weird because I have the worst handwriting. And I'm also writing it by using Otter, which is a voice to text app. Anyway, it's slow, and but it's progressing, which is the main point. I hadn't expected to be writing it this way. I'm not even sure how it happened. It was just kind of one day I was out somewhere waiting for someone, and I started writing, and I was trying to put into play some of the things I'd learned from reading some of the books I read in January, and it was really fun, and I really enjoyed it, and it was great. It was so good. I had to go slow because my hands hurt sometimes, and I was thinking about the word choices that I was making and having all sorts of fun with that kind of just playing really to try and build up who this character is and how I could bring her to the page quickly for the reader without doing a lot of backstory and stuff. So anyway, that's been really fun. I got to this point in the scene where she's about to get into a car. She's getting picked up from the airport, and the driver came to get her, and she gets into the car, and there's someone in the car, and I'm like, who? Who's in the car? So I was writing it in whatever color I'd picked for this character, and then I switched colors to a different color, and I wrote down like three names of people who could be sitting in the car and why they would be good choices for this. And it was really fun just to take my time and go, well, this character would provide this, and this character would provide this, and this one would give this other element to it. And then pick the one that I thought would be A, best served her story, and B, was the most interesting. So anyway, it was like I decided to go with one of them, and I rolled on from there. And at the end of the chapter, I got to drop this massive reveal and then cut out. And I was like, oh, that's great, because I'm terrible at cliffhangers. I know it's something people like, but I'm just not very good at them. But I have one just like that, which is amazing. So handwriting and voice to text, which I've never been able to do before. Historically, apps have not been very good at it, interpreting like New Zealand accents or other accents, but Otter gets me. Like, I was amazed from the first time I used it, how well it did. I started using it to make notes on, so I was going through the first draft of In the Earth's Embrace, which is book 2 in the Kotahi Bay series, which I'm writing with Iris Spiegelhall. And it was great because I could lie down, read the book on my Kobo, and speak the notes I had into the app. And it was just like talking to Iris. Like, we leave voice messages for each other all the time. So it's just like leaving voice messages for her, but in this app where I can compile all the notes and send them to her. So it's been a really great tool for that. But I didn't think I could talk a story into it. Then one morning I was walking with Harlow, and I just had this scene hit me with this other character. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to give it a go. So I opened it up and I started talking into it and I was talking slowly and I was taking my time, but Otter doesn't care about that. It's not impatient, it just waits. Yeah, and it was so good. It was so great. I love that scene so much, and it kind of gave me shivers. And it's been really fun to like play with Otter as a way to differentiate voices of characters, because I talk in a different way when I'm being different characters, if that makes sense. So I'm thinking about choosing different kind of words or different things that the characters would focus on in scenes. And it's quite exciting, really, because I've never done that before. And I love doing new things. It keeps me interested. But I've never written a book like this before, and it's so weird to me. Probably the biggest fear I have at the moment is losing my work, because most of it is not on the computer anywhere. I have a couple of little bits typed up, but not everything. And it's in at least 2 journals or notebooks, if not more. Plus, there's the notes on the phone. And yeah, I really need to find a way to make that kind of work. I've never had a project that's been so spread out before. I just open Word and then I write at the start and I keep going from start to finish, but not this time. So yeah. And then I had a thought just now. What if I wrote each of the characters in different notebooks? Is that just an excuse to get more notebooks? What if I write some diary entries? Now that's given me another idea. So I am not going to tell you that one. I will put it down for myself. Anyway, I have known for ages that what my brain needs is time. Time to think things through, to work stuff out, to let my brain percolate. Like, I really think that some stories need lots of thinking time. And even when you're not consciously thinking about them, they're kind of ticking away in the back of your brain. Like I said, one day I was on a walk and then all of a sudden I got this scene and I just spoke it out and it came out beautifully. It's so great. So it's like one of the best things I've written in a long time. And I'm like in love with it. And now I'm like, oh, now I have to make everyone else. I think that's a really fun thing also about writing 5 different points of view, is that I keep having to up my game to make sure every character is just as interesting as the others in their own unique way. And it's super, super fun. It is definitely the most complicated thing I have ever written. Yeah. Anyway, the push of indie publishing is that you always need to be doing more, putting out another book, having something on the horizon, pre-orders lined up forever, or a year, because that's how long you can go out on Amazon. The sooner the better you do things. The sooner you do things, the better. But burning out again was a great reminder to me that I can't do that. I'm not ever going to be that person again. And if I so much as think about it too hard, I will be slammed back into my bed so hard my hair follicles will hurt and I will feel each tooth aching individually, which is a whole thing. Unpleasant. Yeah, not fun at all. Yeah. I have seen on YouTube that people use like the letters of a title to refer to their book. At present, the title is long and like it's the longest title I've ever had for a book. But if we we're going to go by that, we would call it TTWPWB, which is a mouthful, and I'm not sure how one would make that fun to say. So I might have to come up with something else. Anyway, it's a young adult horror full of what I consider to be delicious things. It's got sexual harassment by a teacher, drawing from my own experiences at a private school on an island, which are not my own experiences. It's told from 5 different girls' points of view. And like I said, it's the most complicated thing I've ever worked on. There's a lot of body horror with the way that our bodies change and how sometimes they don't feel like our own when others take them and use them in ways that we don't consent to. Naturally, there's female rage, the monstrification, I love that word, of the girls in various ways, revenge, secrets, and intense teenage friendships that are both nurturing and toxic at the same time. Obsession, possession, regression. There are too many things that this book is to be able to put them all into words or into a video. And while it is full of dark, difficult, triggering, awful things, it also lights me up in ways that I haven't felt in a long time. Because I think my best work is work that draws from the well of my own pain, my personal rage, my unique worldview. Those are the things that make me an individual. Those are the things that I can bring in the only way I can write, in the way only I can write, rather. So I might as well make the most of them. They're also where I draw my strength from when it comes to writing the so-called book of my heart. My first traditionally published novel, Butcher Bird, was the book of my heart, and now TTWPWB is. That really is a mouthful. I know that there's going to be many books of my heart, so many, and the more heart that I give to my books, the more I love them, and the more my readers love them too. I hope. Yeah, it's a hard thing. Like I think the less I engage in that mad rush of publishing, the better things are for me and my books, and the better I'll feel about my books, and the more I want to talk about them. And I do want to talk about this book all the time. Like, it won't be long before people in my friend group are sick of hearing about it, I reckon. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, in case you're wondering, will I be writing this whole book by hand and voice? And the answer is God's, I hope not. But you never know, do you? I'm just going to let the story take me where it needs to go and hope I can capture it all in a single document at one point in time. I think that I really, really just need to play. And that's what I'm doing right now as I'm playing. I'm doing what I love the most, which is like, I think I've said it before, that feeling when you're a creative, when you get an idea in a book or a short story and you just want to, you're like a dog who finds a fresh corpse animal, usually. They want to roll around it. They want to get all up in that funk. And that's me. I just want to roll around in this book all the time. And even when I'm not thinking about it, my brain's still rolling and it gives me a huge dopamine hit. I guess I'm always happiest when I'm writing dark and twisty shit. When I'm pulling apart pieces of me and giving them to my characters. And yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I'm very happy though. I love this book so much already, and I've barely scratched the surface. I've literally just written one thing from each of my characters' perspectives at this point in time. But every time I add to it, I start to pull in things from other characters. Or one of the girls will see a different girl and notice something that happened. Like they will see the visual impact of something that happened in a different scene. And I can't wait to get all up in it. I really can't. It's This love is definitely going to remind me. I feel like the logging of my love right now is going to be really helpful when I get stuck in the swamp of it and can't see my way out. So yeah. Anyway, that's me for now. If you've got any questions, let me know. If you can have any suggestions for like a project something name, I don't know. Give them to me. I think I might need to find something that's not TTWB. Nope, WPWB. There. Yeah, that is a tongue thingy. Anyway, until next time, uh, take it easy. I don't know. I'm going to go and play with my characters somewhere in my head. I'll catch you next time.